Welcome to Midnight Coffee with Faisal. Again, for those who are regulars viewing us tonight, welcome back. And for those who are joining us for the first time, we wish you a warm welcome and a huge welcome to every one of you. And it's a lovely Saturday evening tonight here in Malaysia. It's midnight, and it's coming over to Sunday morning now. It's 12:01 a.m. All right, tonight's episode, we will be talking about the project progress, measuring project progress. But tonight's episode is also an interesting episode. Excuse me, is also an interesting episode where we talk about a crossover episode, where Midnight Coffee with Faisal on my show, and I will be talking about the newly it's going to be a new launch for AIMSMET TV. Yeah, AIMSMET TV. It's an organization, AIMSMET, which I will show you a short video about who they are. But tonight we're going to talk about a um, measuring project progress, which has been a nightmare to many project managers. And we will cover a little bit about what are the things that we need to look at when we talk about measuring, yeah, when we talk about measuring project progress. And I will share with you what are the things and that we need to look at, and also a little bit about the executive MBA, yeah, that is being promoted, uh, uh, provided by AIMSMET Executive Education. All right. Okay. So hang tight. So what we'll do is that I will show a short video, an introduction to AIMSMET, and please bear with us. There you are, the short introduction about AIMSMET TV. And again, as I said, it's a crossover episode where we talk about a little bit on the programs that is being provided by the AIMSMET TV, by AIMSMET Executive Education. As you can see, I'm also part of the management team of the AIMSMET TV. But for those who are joining us for the first time, my name is Faisal. I'm an independent management consultant and a business project management coach that help clients to implement solutions. So when we talk about business project management, that's where a lot of people, why I say project management, is that whenever I introduce myself as a project manager, people would have the perception that I come from the construction or engineering or IT, industry, which they are not wrong, because project management discipline is part of the project management, or part of the management evolution during the early era of management evolution. Yeah. So, project management has been taken at center stage post pandemic, during pandemic and post pandemic, because organization with their new business model, they can no longer deliver the desired results based on BAU, or business as usual. So they require a new management model to uh, find a new, more agile and more adaptive, management system or management model to support their management, the new business model. Okay, as I said that this tonight is a special episode. It's a crossover episode where we talk about the uh, crossover between Amesmet TV and Midnight Coffee with Faisal. Please follow us. I'm available on the Facebook, on Instagram, and I'm also podcasting via Spotify on Project Talks, and on YouTube, which is our channel. And since this is going to be a crossover, and Amesmet is going to launch their Amesmet TV soon, yeah. They're going to launch their Amesmet TV soon, so the subscription can also be via Amesmet group Facebook, yeah, Amesmet group Facebook, and also Amesmet YouTube channel, yeah. This will be launched on the, if I'm not mistaken, it will be launched on 1st July, yeah. All right. So when we talk about tonight episode, where we talk about the measuring progress, let us go straight to the topic of the masterclass for tonight. When we talk about project measurement, and why we are going into the measurement sort of things, because we need to control our projects. Yeah, we need to control our projects. So before we go into the sharing of the project management progress measurement, let me once again show you a quick video of the AIMSMED Executive Education under the whole group, as to what they are providing. Yeah. Welcome back. Welcome back. And as we are moving into the live stream, there's a chat coming in from one of my regular, one of my regular, Mastura. Hi, Doc. Hi, Mastura. Hope you are well. And I guess you are busy preparing for the Eid celebration tomorrow, and Idul Adha tomorrow to you, yeah, and your family. Okay, right. We go to the uh, measuring of project progress, and why we are doing this is because we want to talk about controlling the projects, and controlling projects is a conscious effort. Yeah, it's a conscious effort, and it has to be done by choice rather than leaving it to chance. And many project managers crippled. Yeah, were crippled because sometimes they are leaving the project progress by chance, following the stream and not looking at it as the project progress into the execution. Yeah, the project progress in the execution. So Drucker once said, Peter Drucker, a management guru way back in the 60s, a very popular guy, and most of his thoughts, thoughts still being used until today. And it says that what get measured get managed, which is very true. If we are not able to measure things, we are not controlling things, and we don't control, we are not able to plan, execute, and make sure ensuring the success of it. Yeah. So what do we measure? Yeah, or what do we measure? We measure three things. We measure the project technical, which most of the project managers are very familiar with, which is the project management golden triangle. They call it time, cost, or scope, or time, cost, quality, or time, cost, performance. But this is normally normal that people are measuring that, which is the project technical, which is a very, 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 very hot item that is being measured by many project managers, but not many. But not many project managers look into the second part, which is the project management itself, where we talk about the management of the project, how effective we are. So what we are trying to do is that in project measurement, not only we want to deliver the project on time, on budget, and on scope within the technical aspect of the projects, but we also want to manage it effectively and efficiently. We don't want to achieve what we call a good project outcome. We don't want a good project outcome, but badly managed projects. Or vice versa. We don't want a well-managed project, but not a poor quality product or services that we are producing. So we have to measure, we have to differentiate, the project technical measurement and also the measurement of the project, the management of it itself. And then the final part, which many project managers miss out, many project managers miss out, is delivering the promises. This is where we talk about the project realization. Yeah, project realization is crucial because a project that takes about within 1 year is quite easily managed. Yeah, and quite easily looked into. But when we talk about a project that spans over 4 years, when you talk about project that spans over 3 years or 4 years, then your promises are sometimes been not looked at. Where we talk about people, the project team are no longer there, the team leader are no longer there, and all those things. So when you ask for the board or the management committee for certain budget, when you are doing that project, you make a promise that okay, in 3 years we will this project will bring revenue to the organization so many millions, or this project will improve the productivity by so many percentage and all those things. But over a period of 3 years, you yourself may not be the project manager. You must have you be promoted or transferred elsewhere, and half of the project teams are new and maybe left the project team. So at the end of the day, that is where I said, many project managers fail to measure the project realization, which is delivering the promises. So we measure three things in any project measurement. There are three things that we need to measure. Number one is the technical, which many of project managers are measuring. The management of the project, not many project managers are measuring them. And project realization, many of them missed this out. Yeah. So before we move on, there's a comment coming in, from Professor Datuk Jelsio. He's a founder and CEO of AIMSMED Executive. Now, currently, AIMSMED has restructured into a AIMSMED group of companies, comprises of many companies under the AIMSMED group of companies, which you have seen in the video recently. Yeah. So he was saying, hello, Dr. Faisal, the project management expert. Thank you very much, Datuk. And thank you for joining this session, this live session. Yeah. Okay, so coming back to the measurement, yeah, as I said, these are the three things that we need to measure when we run projects. That means the technical aspect, the management aspect, and the benefit realization. Okay, so when we talk about measurement, Einstein cautioned us, yeah, Einstein has cautioned us that not everything that counts can be counted, and not everything that can be counted counts. So this is where sometimes why project managers fail. I wouldn't say fail. I don't like to use the word fail, but sometimes it slipped my tongue. Eh? Most of the some of the project manager was not successful is because we are not clear as to what needs to be measured. As Drucker said earlier, as shown in my slide, what get measured get managed. And Einstein was saying that not everything that can be counted counts, and not everything that that counts can be counted. So this is where sometimes project managers have to really sit down as to how you go about measuring your project progress. And I like to repeat again, there are three things that we need to measure: the technical, which is quite straightforward, the golden triangle, and then we talk about the managing of the project, which not many project managers are measuring, and project realization, which most of the project managers leave it to the whatever remaining organization, especially in the long-term projects. Yeah. So what we talk about now is moving forward is that let's look at the technical aspect and project management technical aspect. As I said, many of project managers are very familiar with the measurement, and this is where in our AIMSMET, yeah, at AIMSMET when we run project management program, because we run not only the academic program, which is the industry driven MBA in project management, but AIMSMET also do offer customized corporate L&D, learning and development, customized learning and development for their executives, for their middle management, and also C-suite. But for the managers, yeah, of projects, when we talk about project management, the IMSMET do run with a partner. We call it a simulation, a project manager simulation, and you can see that the dashboard, yeah, the dashboard will produce the percentage complete and talk about the project progress and all things. So these are the technical part of the projects. That means we look at the time, cost, and the commitment that a project needs to deliver, where you see the estimated cost, I mean the percentage complete, the planned budget, yeah, where you talk about the planned budget, the percentage complete, planned budget, estimated cost, what is the estimated work finish or finished work, and what is the defect, which is the quality of the projects. So you will see that during the simulation, they have six groups here, and under the AIMSMET leadership program, a project management leadership program, the simulation will give you a dashboard for each individual group in terms of running their projects. So that is the easiest part, because technical measurement of the project is pretty straightforward, and most commonly used are milestone, time based, or percentage complete rule. But these are some of the items I would like to remind a lot of project managers out there. When we talk about milestone, time based, and percentage complete, always remember that the fallacy of milestone, if we use milestone, is that work expand to fulfill the time available for its completion. This is the Parkinson law, yeah, the Parkinson law that will always creep in into any projects. Again, another fallacy of when you talk about using percentage complete, the project progress will quickly goes to 80% or 90% of a project. So a lot of people will say when you report, it's 80% or 90%, and then it remains 90% until forever because it doesn't seem to complete. Yeah. So this is where sometimes project managers, when we want to use milestone or we want to use percentage complete measurement for your projects, always remember the fallacies of either the milestone, which is the Parkinson law, and also the fallacies of in using the percentage complete that is being brought forward by Edward, Butler, Hill, and Russell. Yeah. Okay, so what do we measure when we talk about the technical measurement? Is quite straightforward, as I said. So we use time, the schedule performance index. We talk about cost performance index, and then we talk about the quality index or the scope, yeah, the scope of rework and of all those things. And this will be covered, yeah, this will be covered in a lot of the uh, executive development program or project management leadership development program for corporate, and also in the executive MBA. There is measuring in project management. The participant will go through this session. Yeah, we'll go through this measurement. And why do we need to measure this? It's simple. It's just to have a snapshot of your project. As you progress, you need to have the a snapshot of your project. It's just like, for those who are the millennials, they like to do the OOTD, the outfit of the day selfies or photo and post it on their Instagram. It's just to have a snapshot. Today, this is what I wear. Tomorrow, this is what I wear. The next day, what I wear. And then it will help them, yeah, to see what they have worn, what they are not going to wear, what they wear last week or whatever, not to manage their wardrobe. Okay. Similarly with project management. Yeah. Similarly with project management, you need to have a snapshot as you progress. And you need to look at the schedule variance, as we talked about earlier, cost variance and schedule variance, because you need to have what we call a TC, time cost barometer. And this will be covered in the executive program that has been brought to you by AIMSMET Executive Education. And the reason why we talk about the TC barometer or snapshot over a period of time is to see that if your project is green, 1, 2, 4, 5, 3, and all those things. The initial start is that you are ahead of schedule and you are below budget, which is very good. Yeah, which is very good. But again, sometimes it also mean that you may have over budgeted or you may be too optimistic, too pessimistic in your planning. So that's why when you run the project, you always in the green zone. Yeah. But as you go along, you will see that the project now move towards the amber or yellow zone. Then you will start seeing you are now having an unfavorable cost variance, yeah, in the yellow zone, and you are unfavorable schedule variance where you're talking about behind time. So now you are beginning to experience a bit behind time and over schedule, over budget. So this will give you some indication as to where your project is at that point of time of reporting. Yeah. So when you talk about that, you will work towards as project managers, you will try to work on trying to find ways and means to bring back the project to the green zone. As you can see in the arrow, bring it back from amber or yellow back to the green zone. Yeah. Then as you go along, you will now see that most of your project, reporting or snapshots at that point particular of time of reporting is always in the red zone. This is also useful for you to see that you are now consistently uh, under budget. I mean, sorry, you are consistently above budget and behind schedule. So there are two reasons why this happened. We will cover that more in our program, in our programs. Yeah, please, by all means, you have my contact. Please drop in the box, and we will do a session with you. Yeah, and if you're interested to sign up with the program, you can sign up with the program, and or you want to do an individual coaching session, we will be more than happy. Yeah? AIMSMAC will be more than happy to provide the coaching session. But what it means here is that on a nutshell is that if you are consistently in the red zone, there are two reasons why. Sometimes things happen in the business environment. VUCA. I've spoke about VUCA in the last episode. Yeah, volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. Like the pandemic, for example, hit everyone across the globe. So your project will never be the same in terms of the planning and the scheduling. So you need to rebaseline. Rebaseline means you reset your project and then work on a new plan. Yeah, a new schedule. That's number one. Number two, if you consistently behind in the red zone, maybe you are too optimistic in your project planning and your costing. So that means when you are too optimistic, this happen. Or something happen within the business environment. This may also happen. So what we need to do is that solution is to rebaseline the project again. Your project, it depends on the approval. You need to go back to the approval body, whether it's a board of directors or whether it's senior management. Okay. Moving along, the other measurement is where we talk about using earned value. Yeah, earned value is an alphabet soup. Yeah, it's an alphabet soup, but it's a very powerful and a very detailed and tedious. And this is where a lot of project managers refuse. I wouldn't say resist, but sometimes outright refuse to use it because it requires a lot of thinking through and a lot of detailing in their project. So it's a very good tool and a very powerful tool, but not many are using it because for reason best known to them. But it gives you at any reporting stage, it will give you a snapshot not only of your project but also how far is your deviation. Yeah, how far is your deviation in terms of budget at completion and estimate at completion. So it will give you your schedule variance and also your cost variance. And the beauty about this earn value is that you can convert the time value. When you talk about time, a lot of people say, how do I convert time into dollar value or unit of measure, dollar value or currency, whatever currency that you are using, is this one. Because the schedule delay can be converted into the cost of the delay, which is something that is very useful, especially when you are running a multi-million dollar worth of projects, because your delay may cost a lot of money and to your client and also to your organization. So earn value technique or measurement is a very powerful tool, but not many. But I only see them being used in big construction development projects. Yeah, because as I said, I was involved in the KLIA set up in Malaysia a long time ago, and they are using a software to key in all this data, and then they generate the report. They call it the S curve, and all those figures can be used to measure the variances. Yeah, in a particular project. It's a very powerful tool. Then, so how do you measure the progress of your project? So we've talked about the technical part. The next part would be the management of the projects. Yeah, the management of your project. How effective you are. Again, I like to repeat, as I said earlier, we want a good project outcome and also a well-managed project. So we want a well-managed project with a well produced outcome rather than having a good outcome but a badly managed project or vice versa. So we need to manage how do we go about managing the projects. In managing the projects, we use this is something that is developed by Pinto and Slevin way back in the 80s and until today, 2022. Today is the 9th or the 10th already. We are now on the 10th of July 2022, and I still see people are using this measurement project implementation profile that was developed by Pinto and Slevin a lot, yeah, across the globe. People are using it. It's been cited. It's being in many academic journals. It has been cited in many articles. It also has been applied in many industry. And I'm one of them who are using this PIP, and I got Pinto and Slevin permission when I was doing my PhD in those days back in early 2000. Yeah. When I was doing my PhD, I request their permission and they give their permission, and with one condition that I submit whatever figures that I have to them. So when I send them their figures, so they keep on updating their database. So all their input from people, multiple projects across the globe, everyone in the world is using this PIP, and they are feeding Pinto and Slevin and whatever the team that he is having with all those information. So the database keep on expanding When they started, it was only about 580 projects, but now 2022 is going into thousands of projects for their benchmarking purposes. Yeah. So there are 10 factors which I've covered in episode 2. I've covered about managing projects where you use the PIP. You can look up back in my channel, and I will put in the link below where you can listen to the details of this PIP. But what is important here is that we want to check. Yeah, we want to check. This is a sample that we use. Yeah, that we use the AIMSMET executive when we use to run the corporate projects. The project teams fill up their PIP, and then we measure their performance, individual team performance, against the benchmark that was set by Pinto and Slevin. And you can see that the benchmark is quite clear. You will see that the team now by having this result or this scorecard or this scoreboard, yeah, this visual scoreboard, teams are able to focus on the critical areas that they need to look at, able to focus on the areas that they need to look at more than the rest. Yeah. So it gives project managers a feel about where they are in terms of their project and what are the areas to look at. Because when you run a project, the technical part is enough to kill you, and then you talk about the managing of the project. The management of the project is another big beast that you need to manage. So you have to differentiate between project management, technical measurement, and also measuring the effectiveness or the management of the project. So you have to be clear that we are measuring two different items or two different beasts that you need to control and monitor. And for the technical, as I said, it's quite easily done because we look into the 3 dimension, a 2 dimension, the TC barometer and all those things. Now this one, when we talk about the management of projects, when you talk about the 10 success factor, it gives you an indication as to what do I need to focus on first or more than the rest of the factors. So it gives you some form of journey in terms of making decisions. Yeah, and I've covered decision making in 3 episodes ago. So please, again, you can visit my channel on decision making. I have 2 parts. One is the decision making itself. The other one is making sustainable decision. Yeah. Okay. So that is the management of the project. The final piece which many project managers missed, as I said, many project managers missed, is the project realization. When you run a project, when you propose a project, you are making a promise. You are making a promise that by having this project, I will bring in certain amount of revenue to the projects. If this is successful, certain revenue comes in. If this project is successful, the productivity will increase. If this project is successful, the cost will be reduced. You make a lot of promises, yeah, because I've sat in management team before and sat in board before, and I've seen a lot of promises being made by many project managers, project leaders, or project directors. There are a lot of promises. The question is that how do you deliver the promise? Yeah, how do you deliver the promise? So project managers must, before you even start the project, they have to figure out, how do I measure the projects? The technical part, the management of the project itself, and project realization. Okay, Project Management Institute, yeah, came out with with a framework. Yeah, Project Management Institute, they have what we call SIG, Special Interest Group, that looks into benefit realization. So they came out with the project realization, benefit realization management framework, a framework for you to plan how do you want to measure the promises. Do you deliver the promises? How do you make sure what you promise are delivered? Yeah. The easiest way is that to make sure the projects are aligned to the overall organizational strategy, because as I said in many setting, even in previous episodes, project does not happen in vacuum. It doesn't exist in vacuum. A company must have a very clear direction as to what they want to do, and this is their business direction, whether it's a new business model or new branding or new things that is coming out, and a program or product or services to generate revenue or to reduce cost or whatever not. So at a strategic level, it has to be translated down into programs. Yeah, this is where the program management comes in, the project management comes in, and also some of organization have a specific TMO, they call it Transformation Management Office, to measure, to manage all the transformation activities within the organization, and make sure that it is cascaded down into specific outcome objective deliverables, and those are going down to the projects. And at the technical level, the technical level is quite easily managed. Yeah, is quite easily managed, but the benefit must at the end of the day goes back to the strategic intent of the organization. So this is where PMI, Project Management Institute, have came out with a framework, yeah, benefit realization management framework for many project managers, project directors, and all those things to cover, to make sure that they deliver the promises. Again, as I like to reiterate here, is that we cover this in the executive MBA program for majoring in project management, and also in corporate training project management leadership program that is being offered by AIMSMET Executive Education. Okay, so just a little bit on the executive MBA on project management. You will see that it's quite a very what's called that, a very structured program that's being offered by AIMSMET, yeah, AIMSMET Executive Education. It consists of four core modules, four specialization modules, and two integrative modules. Why there is these four core modules is that this is where the business acumen aspect, a lot of project managers that I've come across, because their technical background in the technical stream, they were not taught about the business acumen or the social science aspect. Yeah, so this is where the core modules we talk about the um, business acumen. How do you go about understanding business and all those things? And then you go into the specialization module. And I've covered this in the which pathway a few episodes ago. If you can remember, whether you want to become a specialist or you want to become a generalist. So when you talk about the pathway that you choose, this is one of a pathway that is being offered by AIMSMET Executive Education, where you are a technical specialist and you want to go into a generalist. So you need to have a business acumen in managing the projects, and also the specialization. Of course, the framework is being covered by, so in that episode, we talk about the project complexity. Again, we talk about VUCA and all, and then these are the two two core competency that any project manager must have. Management consulting, because whether you are working as an internal staff or an external party, you have to know how to go about doing consulting work. Yeah, you are actually a management consultant for the organization. Yeah, excuse me. So you are the consultant for the organization. And then the fourth specialization is execution leadership. This is widely talked about. Everybody talk about the challenges in execution. I've covered this in previous episode. How do you go about managing the execution? And you have to provide, as a project leader or project manager or your project director, you have to provide the execution leadership, not only for yourself, also for your team. And then it comprises of two integrative paper. Integrative paper is your research project. It is a project paper. It's similar to. It is not a thesis. It is not a dissertation. It similar to the requirement of a dissertation, but we don't call it dissertation. We call it a research project paper, and it has its own credit. And then you have within that you have the instrument colloquium, which I and Datuk Yo, which I have mentioned, that's surfaced earlier in the stream. I hope he's still here with us. Um, we facilitated a few colloquiums before, and this colloquium is to look at how people generate ideas and how do they document those ideas and translate those ideas into executable projects. Yeah, and also we also have a IMSMET Summit, or sometimes we call it the Global Classroom component. This is where to give the student or the participants the international exposure. And when you talk about international exposure, yeah, when you talk about international exposure, AIMSMET have an office in Oxford, and working together with Harris Manchester College of University of Oxford, and we run annually programs for the student and also participant who wish to participate in the global classroom. Is more of a global thought leadership exercise where you are exposed to not only the Malaysian but also in Malaysian leadership within Malaysia, but also you are exposed to the international thought processes or thinking processes by panels, yeah, all over the place, and you are experiencing it not in Malaysia, but you fly to Oxford, Oxford University itself, yeah. So and that is where the program, the executive MBA program for IMSMET, you can not only get a local qualification which is offered by Asia Metropolitan University, but also you can qualify for a dual award. Of course, there are fees attached to it, which we will be more than happy to discuss with you. You can also get from the Collège de Paris, which is based in France, and Wambron College that is based in Ireland. Yeah. So basically, that is the MBA program that is offered by the how shall I say, by uh, IMSMET Executive Education. Yeah, IMSMET Executive Education. So coming back to the uh, why we have this masterclass. This masterclass is talking about measurement, project progress measurement, and why we need to measure our progress is for us to have control, and for us to have control, we need to measure, and what gets measured gets managed. And Einstein also talked about not everything that can be counted counts, but not everything that counts can be counted. So project managers, please be clear as to what you want to measure, how you want to measure, what are the three things that you need to measure. To sum up, you need to measure three things. One, the project technicalities, which is the project management golden triangle, which is very familiar. A lot of project managers are very familiar with. And then the management of the project, which is the stakeholder part, which we talk about client consultation, mission, support, and all those things. And the final part is that how do you go about measuring the benefit realization? So these are the three things that project managers must, before they embark or running the project, they must plan for all these things. Think of it upfront, because the minute you think of all this measurement upfront, then it will make your project planning and project execution much easier. Yeah. With that, I would adjourn the masterclass, and please, by all means, shout out in the box as to what are your opinions, your views, your comments, so that we can take it again in the next live session. And for AIMSMET individual people in the AIMSMET can can connect with you. So what you want to connect, how you want to get more information, I will put it the details in my channel, which is in my Facebook. Uh, by the way, this live stream is streamed live also to the IMSMET Group Facebook page. So if you go to Facebook, IMSMET Group of Companies, AGC, you will see that this live stream is also being streamed live there. Yeah, but you can also post a comment in my Facebook, which under Doc Faisal, or on my Instagram, Doc Faisal _, or you want to subscribe also on my YouTube channel, you can comment. You can post your comment there, and we will pick it up. And before we go, I would like to again, since this is a crossover episode between myself, Midnight Coffee with Faisal, and IMSMET TV. So what we'll do is that I will show a quick video of IMSMET just to recap as to who they are and how you want to connect with IMSMET. Yeah. There you are, the AIMS pad, and you can freeze pause the video when you view it later for the contact info for AIMSMET Executive Education Sdn Bhd. I mean the AIMSMET Executive Education. They will info at aimsmet.com will respond to your queries. Yeah. And for us, before I call it a night, I would like to wish all Muslim all around the world that is celebrating the Eid al-Adha. Have a blessed Eid al-Adha, and may all our good deeds being rewarded. Yeah. And again, since we are in the endemic stage, but many of the cases of COVID is still coming up. I would like to wish everyone, to please, I urge everyone to please follow the SOP, even though we are very relaxed now, yeah, but we still try be vigilant, yeah, be vigilant of the SOPs, so that together we will bring the cases down, and hopefully we will achieve zero patient, yeah, because we have achieved a zero patient before, and it's not impossible for us to achieve zero patient, zero case. Again, Mastura, Assalam Aidul Adha, Doctor. Okay, thank you very much, Mastura. Aidul Adha to you and your family as well. With that, I would like to bid you good night, and please like, subscribe to my channel, and I wish IMSMET Executive Education the best in their coming up launch of IMSMET TV, and I look forward to see the IMSMET TV coming up soon. Once we have a date, we will publish it or shout out about on it on the social media. Until then, have a blessed Sunday. And please stay safe, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.